Well, hi, team. It's great to connect again for another stewardship meeting. It's hard to believe that we are nearing the end of the campaign and that Pledge Sunday is coming already on November 8th. Being on this committee, I found myself thinking about the process our family goes through when determining how much we intend to give to Light of Christ and the amount of the annual pledge, and just our overall feeling about giving to Light of Christ. The intentional act of giving is a very personal thing. And Katie and I think about many things when we kind of establish this. We think about what the needs of Light of Christ are at the moment and how our gifts and talents can support that. What we have time for, kind of the demands in our lives and how we kind of all bear that burden kind of as a family. How much we can afford monetarily and what behaviors and actions do we want to model for our kids. Katie and I think a lot about this being kind of a learning experience for our family, and to have them help them understand that this is something that's really important to us and it's part of our value system. These are just a few of the things that our family thinks about when we are going through this process. I thought it might be interesting to hear what you guys think about when you're evaluating what this means to you. Jeremiah, can you take a swing?
Sure. So actually, Natasha and I, and the girls as well, follow a pretty similar process with our considerations for giving. We often try to center our giving around our areas of passion relative to the needs of Light of Christ in our community. We found a lot more enjoyment giving our time and talents in our areas of interest. At times that's been using skills we know well, and then other times it's been related to talents that we'd like to develop. Financially, we found the online giving has been a great resource for us for our giving. It allows us to really give consistently towards the goals that we set each year for our family. Sherry, how about you?
Well, Lee and I are in retirement now, and so we have simplified and are becoming more intentional in our giving. We sat down and agreed on 2, maybe 3 charities of choice. That's a phrase that's common for us. 2 or 3 charities of choice where we want to really focus our giving. And knowing at any given time that Light of Christ is our highest priority just makes it easy and painless to increase our giving each year. Tim, how's your family sitting?
Yeah, thanks everybody. Nice to hear all those different perspectives. I know that for us, that this time of year is a really helpful time. A lot of times kind of be able to focus in on that whole matter of time, talent, and treasure. And certainly the church talks about that. And so thinking about treasure and financial giving to the church is certainly at the top of that list and that conversation now. But I like that that leads into the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, when the church extends the invitation to think also about our gifts or our talents or our skills and how we can apply those too. Also, it's an opportunity to think a little more broadly even. And I remember once hearing the phrase, the stewardship of life, and thinking about how we're called to be managers or stewards of everything that we are and everything that we have. So it's kind of a season of thinking about that too. Think about the fall being a harvest time and all of what it is that we have to give. So that's to and for the church, but it's also more broadly than that. So it's kind of a rich time to be thinking about all of those things. Derek?
Well, thank you for sharing those insights, team. It's a really good reminder, I think, for all of us to remember that act of giving can be intentional, and it's a really good exercise, and it does keep us vibrant as members of Light of Christ, and making it a focus. If you haven't done so already, I'd like to have the congregation think about their pledge for the 2021 ministry. It's a faith commitment. It's a way to extend your faith and love into the lives of others. So go online, click the link. It really is a rewarding thing, and it will make you feel good. I almost promise. I'm going to steal a quote from Tim that he shared earlier. You are part of what's right with the world and what keeps us vibrant together. So in closing, I want to thank you guys for sharing your stories and think about this as a journey and a process and a very intentional thing, and it will be rewarding. Thank you.
Thanks, Light of Christ.